fully automatic and autonomous trains running at 120 kilometers, and they will break new records in speed. Every day, 600,000 residents will be able to travel to the new airport in under 35 minutes. It will go through Beşiktaş, Şişli, Kağıthane, Eyüp, and Arnavutköy districts. And as it goes through this line, it is going to mitigate the burden on the city traffic. In this new line, passenger transport will be more convenient and faster and more comfortable. When this project is completed at the Gayrettepe line, there will also be connections to various lines, one of which is being built, the Marmaray line from the Kayaşehir to the Başakşehir City Hospital. The system will be fully integrated. At the Istanbul airport line, it will also be connected to the high-speed rail line in order to transfer more passengers more conveniently. I should also underline that the project is being carried out despite the measures we took against the COVID-19, which is affecting the whole world. Because of the pandemic, in the working areas of the workers, we have made important changes to the hygiene rules and organizations of the workers. In the entrances of the working site, construction site, we do checkups. In more than 1,000 construction sites all over the country, we prioritize health and safety of the workers. In March 1994, you accelerated the service to the city, and it has been gaining speed since then. Today, this ceremony is being carried out with your participation, and it's a good example. Thanks to your contribution, Istanbul has always made progress in its network of transport. Right now, we have more than 200 kilometers of rail lines within Istanbul. There's another 80 kilometers in the project phase, and once they're completed, the total length is going to be 300 kilometers within the city of Istanbul. I would like to share some information about some other subway lines that we're constructing in Istanbul. Right now we are inside the 37-kilometer Gayrettepe Istanbul Airport rail system connection and a 9-kilometer Bakırköy subway and the 32-kilometer Istanbul Airport Halkalı Marmaray rail system connection and 7-kilometer Sabiha Gökçen Airport rail connection are being continued without any slowdown. Again, based on your instruction and guidance, we are building the Başakşehir-Kayaşehir subway line. In every part of our country and at every location where our public needs service, we will continue our projects. Our investments in communication and other areas, we are going to be supporting the people of Istanbul, and I once again thank everyone who contributed to this project. Once again, I would like to congratulate the Mother's Day of all mothers all over the world, and I wish them a happy and long life. I once again thank you for your participation.
Evet, Sayın Bakanıma ben de çok teşekkür ediyorum.
Thank you very much.
Bu vesileyle bugün
on this occasion,
Anneler Günü.
Today is International Mother's Day, as you know, and they are worthy of every kind of praise. So I would like to start by congratulating the Mother's Day of our mothers. The representatives of constructors, engineers, and workers who worked in the construction of the subway line, and guests. Also, our fellow citizens who are watching us in front of their screens, I would like to give you my deepest regards and affection. This is a ceremony on the occasion of spotting the light at the end of the tunnel. This is the line between the Istanbul airport to Gayrettepe, and may this be auspicious for our country as well as the city. The construction took close to 2 years, and in the progress of the tunnel, now we are able to spot the light at the other end of the tunnel. When this tunnel becomes operational, the Istanbul airport's transport problem will be entirely solved. Istanbul will also be connecting to the north of the city with more integration to other modes of transport, and it will gain a better alternative in public transport. The signalization, the laying of the rails and other stages will be completed very rapidly and will become operational, hopefully, earlier than previously planned. As with everything we do previously, in the subway line we try to prioritize our local and national conditions. I would like to congratulate the ministry, the contractor and subcontractors, as well as the engineers and the workers. In its domain, the Istanbul airport is one of the largest in the world, and this subway line is going to link it to the center of the city, and this will make Istanbul more of a global city. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, global and economic power balances in the world are going to be reshaped, and in such days this project is going to give Turkey a major upper hand. From tourism to culture, finance to technology, and education to health. In every area, we are committed to make Istanbul a global center of attraction. In the past 18 years, from education to health and transport to infrastructure investment, we have brought Istanbul to a higher level. And in the past 2 months, we have seen the significance of this once again. My fellow citizens, yesterday, as you know, I visited the hospitals in Yeşilköy and Sancaktepe, which each have 1,000 rooms. I had a chance to inspect them at the current level of construction, and hopefully they will be open for service at the end of the Eid. In Hadımköy, there is a historic monument, a building from Sultan Abdülhamit. It will be renovated entirely, and it will open to service as a new hospital. We don't stop here. The virus and nothing else can slow us down, and we continue on our path with the same level of dedication. You can see the tunnels on the screen now. It has double lines, and we are piercing through the mountains. And under the ground, we are doing the same. We are piercing the ground and overcoming every obstacle as we reach our goals. Even the developed countries are helpless during the pandemic, and we are not only self-sufficient, but we're also able to support our friends in the fight against terror, in protecting our borders, strengthening our democracy, and speeding our development. We have the same level of success in our fight against the pandemic. Hopefully, we're going to overcome the pandemic, and we're going to continue on our journey with a bigger leap. Today, we're gathered for the light ceremony, the light at the end of the tunnel, and this will be the stepping stone for new investments. We have more than 700 kilometers of infrastructure investment, half of which is done by the ministry and the other half by private contractors. More than 700 kilometers in city lines. There are another 151 kilometers which are being constructed, and 200 kilometers which are being planned for, and another 208 kilometers which are being studied. So more than 900 kilometers in cities in total, and we're going to increase this number. every time we start a new project and every time we make progress in the construction, we get renewed enthusiasm. We have had hundreds and thousands of examples of this enthusiasm before, and I'd like to thank God for giving us the same opportunity once again today. May God give us the honor to serve our country and our nation. With God's help and the support of our nation, until we draw the last breath, we are going to continue this service and we are going to raise the bar continuously. Istanbul is not an ordinary city. There is a unique meaning to this city, and you cannot perceive that uniqueness only by looking at it visually. Only if you embrace it with your whole heart, then you can fully understand this city. We have been serving this city for more than 40 years, since 1994, as the mayor, prime minister, and finally as the president. We have been struggling to bring Istanbul up to the level that it deserves, with the ministries, various government agencies, with provincial presidents, NGOs. We have worked very hard to develop this city, and we still work, and we will work in the future. Because the efforts that we exert and the results that we get are being witnessed by the people of Istanbul. They know what kind of a city that we took over and what kind of progress we enabled. Any eye or any ear or any fair tongue would be able to witness and express this progress. No one who doesn't believe in the power and potential of the city can give the service that it deserves. Civilization, history, culture, belief, and faith can be seen at every corner of the city. And people who do not see this cannot fully embrace this city. If you work with love, you wouldn't be worn out. So serving this city, making new construction, investment, depends first and foremost on conviction. The conditions may be difficult, but this should give us more initiative to serve it, because Istanbul deserves not excuses but rather actions. So when it comes to the emergency needs of Istanbul, we do our best and we do not stall investment. The airport, the hospitals, the roads, the parks, the subway lines, we always create solutions to the demands of Istanbul. They have now started some new rumors. The Sancaktepe Hospital or the Yeşiltepe Hospital, they say these hospitals were not needed. Because they say this because their vision is quite limited. But my fellow citizens, we prioritize health tourism and ask them, right next to Sancaktepe, is there any airport? They would not know. In Samandıra, as you know, there used to be a military airport. Similarly, in Yeşilköy, we are building it to an end of the airport. We are going to build a park there as well. But we have some other plans for it as well, which is to develop both locations for health tourism. People will be able to come here, flying in by air ambulances, and they will be treated in these new locations. This is going to be a new step for us. With this new step, Turkey is going to become a base of health, a center. Because in the past, people used to travel to Cleveland to get treatment, but in the future, people will come to Turkey for treatment. And with the city hospitals, we have already proven our achievements. The Başakşehir Hospital is complete. The first phase of the construction is complete. The second phase is going to be completed in upcoming weeks, and the total capacity will be more than 2,000 beds. A large-scale city hospital will be available to the city. Hopefully, we're going to continue our steps, and it is going to make Istanbul one of the important centers in the world. With these thoughts, once again, I wish us an auspicious ceremony. The light that we spot at the end of the tunnel is not only an indication of the completion of the construction, but it's also going to be an indication of Turkey's bright future. Once again, I would like to thank those who contributed to the construction, and once again, I congratulate the people of Istanbul and my whole nation. I congratulate your month of Ramadan, and hopefully soon we're going to overcome the coronavirus problem. You can rest assured. But I have one request to make of you. We may be causing some inconveniences, but if we can overcome those, if we can show some patience, soon enough we're going to overcome this trouble of the virus. The same I am experiencing for myself and within my family as well, just like you do. And all together, with the measures that we take, I believe quite soon we're going to be much better off compared to other countries. If we are causing any inconvenience, I would like to apologize from you, but I invite you to show more patience so that soon we're going to be safe. If we are ready, now we can press the button to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Hazırız, başlıyoruz Sayın Cumhurbaşkanı.
Evet, şu anda TBM'i görüyorum.
I see the TBM.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, çalışmakta olan TBM makinesi 6.6 metre çapında.
The boring machine that is operating right now is 6 meters in diameter.
Toplam boyu 110 metre uzunluğunda olan makinenin
It is 100 meters long. The first 9 meter digs and bores, and the remaining supports it. The weight is 600 tons. It is not only a boring machine, but it creates tunnels by itself. There are more than 40 crushers. They crush and they lay the cement automatically. It's called a mole. This machine started digging in Kağıthane 4 months ago, and it took 17 kilometers, and it was able to complete 3,000 meters in total. Some days it bore as long as 27 meters, and it finished its work without causing any accidents. On this occasion, I would like to also thank all the engineers and workers who worked there, and I congratulate them.
Makinamız çalışıyor. Varmak
Evet,
üzere.
ışığı gördük değil mi?
Geliyor.
We're about to see the light.
Adeta böyle bir dolunay gibi bir görüntü var.
It looks like the full moon.
Son 30 saniye Sayın Cumhurbaşkanı.
Last 30 seconds to see the light.
Tünel açma makinesinin çapı 6.6 metre.
The diameters is 6.6 meters. The total length is 110 meters. The first 9 meters has steel cylinders which bore. The weight is 600 tons.
Tünelciler buna köstebek diyorlar Sayın Cumhurbaşkanı.
The engineers call it the mole.
Veya halk arasında da köstebek ifadesi çok kullanılıyor.
The word mole is used by the people as well. We were having difficulty in describing the TBM machine to people, but we started using the word mole. That way it's understood more easily. And using this machine, hopefully we're able to bore more quickly.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, Nisan 2021'de
Kaç saniye kaldı?
How many seconds do we have to go?
bitmek üzere. Ya biraz
Kaç
sonra
saniye kaldı Adil Bey?
30 saniye Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım.
We have
Şu anda
30
son
seconds to
hareketlenmeye
go.
başlayacak duvar.
We're going to see the wall being pierced soon.
Bakan Bey demin de 30 dedin ya.
Doğru diyorsunuz. Ben de arkadaşlarımı yalancısıyım. Ama biz makinenin sesini duyuyoruz. Arkada bir hummalı bir
We can
çalışma
hear the machine coming in already.
Şu anda 70 metre yerin altındasınız değil mi?
Aynen, burası
You are
Gayrettepe,
70 meters
Sayın
underground,
Cumhurbaşkanım.
right?
Tam E5
Yes,
zincirli
this
kuyu
is
kavşağının
Gayrettepe.
altındayız.
We are
Metrobüs
under
zincirli
the
kuyu
E5
kavşağının üzerindeyiz. Bu istasyonla
conjunction.
birlikte
This
bizim
station,
Hacı Osman Yenikapı metro
with the
hattıyla bir
station,
entegrasyon olan bir
there
istasyonumuz
will be
olacak.
integration to the Hacı Osman
Şu anda
Yenikapı line
çatlama
as well.
başladı Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım.
The wall started cracking, by the way.
Evet, evet, evet çatlamayı gördük.
Şu an 5000 ton
Halkıma
kuvvetle.
sesleniyorum. Herhalde çatlamayı görüyorlar.
Evet.
Probably our viewers can see the cracks as well.
Evet, evet, evet, evet, evet. TBM köstebek göründü. Evet. Evet, maşallah. Maşallah. Evet. Hep söylerim ya.
As I
Ferhat
always
Şirin
say,
meselesi,
it's like the tale of
aşık
Ferhat and
olduğunuz
Shirin,
zaman
because when you
işte dağ
have
falan beğenmiyor.
love, you can
Aynı
pierce
şekilde
through the
de
mountains.
70 metre yerin altında
Even if you're 70 meters under the ground,
TBM'lerle,
using
köstebeklerle
TBMs
delerek
and moles, we can pierce,
maksadımıza,
we can bore
maksudumuza
in order to
ulaşıyoruz.
reach our goals.
Aşık olunca her şey olur.
Because when you act with love, you can
Ve
achieve
buradan da
anything.
inşallah bittiği anda
And once it's
ülkemizden
complete,
yine
hopefully,
binler, on binler,
tens of
milyonlar
thousands,
inşallah
millions of people are
Gayrettepe'den
going to be able
ta
to
İstanbul
travel
Havaalanı'na kadar
using this project from
huzur
Gayrettepe
içinde gayret,
all the way
gayretle
to the new
inşallah
airport.
ulaşacaklar. Evet. Tekrar
Once
emeği
again,
geçenleri
I'd like to
kutluyorum.
congratulate
Tebrik ediyorum.
everyone who contributed to this
Teşekkür ediyorum.
project. Thank you.
Adil Bey, siz söyleyeceğiniz bir şey var mı?
Do you have anything to
Sayın
add?
Cumhurbaşkanım, katılımlarınızdan dolayı bizleri onurlandırdınız. İşçilerimiz arkada.
We would like to thank you for honoring our ceremony with your participation. We have the workers here.
İşçilerimiz sizleri selamlayacaklar.
They would like to greet you.
Tüm işçilerimize, mühendislerimize,
I'd like to
yüklenici firmalarımıza,
congratulate the workers,
özellikle
engineers,
tebrik ediyorum.
and the contractors
İşçilerimizi
for their
nereden
efforts.
Şimdi TBM'in içinden bayrak çıkaracaklar Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım. Operatör.
Kendilerini böyle riske etmesinler ha.
Yok, her türlü iş güvenliği almış vaziyetler Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım. Siz de gelin bu tarafa gelin de şey yapalım. Siz de gelin böyle. Gelin hepiniz gelin, hepiniz gelin.
Evet, tebrik ediyoruz.
Congratulations.
Sağ olun. var
Thank
olun.
you.
Sizler sağ olun Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım. Bizleri onurlandırdınız.
Elleriniz dert görmesin.
Cümlemizde.
Thank you for your efforts.
Peki. Törenimiz sona ermiştir Sayın
Tekrar
Cumhurbaşkanım.
mühendis, mimar, işçi,
Once again,
yüklenici firma,
I thank the
tüm
workers, the engineers,
arkadaşlarımıza teşekkür
and
ediyorum.
contractors for all of their efforts.
Biz teşekkür ederiz. Sağ olun. Çok teşekkür ediyoruz.